Hey guys, so today we are talking on the last week of the 35 for Life Challenge. This is day 32. Woo-wee! It has been a crazy ride, but the business structure has been set and we are well on our way. So there have been some amazing prospects that have been showing up lately. And recently, with this idea of the book launch, I decided to take a more grassroots approach. So we'll be doing more stuff on the internet, and I think I want to have a whole separate sort of plan for that, because I really enjoy having this as a vlog. But I realized in order to properly conduct a book launch, there needs to be a level of, I need to put the videos together in such a way so that people can really understand and appreciate the identity. Now, I like the free random flowingness and just being able to vlog the way I do on this channel here. But the reality is for you guys to get the value that you need a more concrete plan. And that's going to be available on my other channel, Prolific Writing, as well as I Am Player Onyie, my other channel. So this will just be my lifestyle vlog. The videos will probably jump up in quality here, but my focus is for my two other channels to really go up and be where you get the quality videos. Well, these are just my more raw, more natural Onyie videos, right? And I guess as I become more of a public figure or whatever, maybe they'll become more important, or this will always just be sub 100 and nobody will care. But it's where I find a lot of happiness, just being able to upload and have something that I'm putting on every single day. So as we're doing that, we're talking about right now, when do we come in and have love? Because day 32 is about when does love come in, right? Because the last question of the week is when, and we're in the middle of that, which is about love. And all the answers when is really about now, right? Yesterday, I had a really big breakthrough where I felt like there was this inevitability of my own success, because I felt there was this sense of I'd just come so far and all the factors had been lined up in place, and I'd realized all the failures or things that had fallen through had actually led me to my greatest win. And now there's a very clear plan moving forward. There's even the possibility that I might be able to get a house soon. And there's just a lot of things are lining up and coming together, but it's required a lot of growth and a lot of introspection to make sure that I'm the person I need to be. But the foundation has been sitting there. And guys, I was cold in New York, living in a car, was able now to get to this place where, I'm in a steady place. There's a lot of house that it's kind of a fixer-upper, but we're working on that, fixing it up and getting it taken care of. But things are coming together, and so it's really just about being able to find that security. And I was able to find that, and I just realized it was about releasing the limitations I'd put on myself. So when is the time to release those limitations? Start living within your integrity? Now is the time. But it doesn't necessarily mean you're always going to do it without error. But even recognizing that doing things with error is part of the perfection of the growth, right? Because it's really about the growth and the experience. That's what creates and cultivates a perfect life. It's not acting and doing things entirely to our will, exactly as we wanted to. Like, even God, who is perfect, if you think in terms of time, think about this. God is perfect. God wants agency, and so as a result of that, everything doesn't look the way he wants it to. So how are we as human beings, if we're not as powerful as God, how can we, in our quote-unquote imperfection, then decide that to be perfect is to make everything we want happen, when not even God, who is perfect, has that? Think about that. Now, you could say it's because of the frailness of man, but we're not any less connected to the people around us than God is. So why would we hold ourselves or condemn ourselves when he hasn't even done that, right? That was just a thought I had. And so more and more, I'm just realizing like the perfection of the moment, and realizing that as I've surrendered to the challenges in front of me, and I just keep the momentum of my goals up in front, there's a peace that's entering. And like there's a shocking level of clarity, guys. It's only getting more and more clear. Now I'm definitely, like, I would call it at the final boss. Like, I'm definitely at the final boss here, you know, because now I've committed to really taking care of my family and taking care of my home. So one thing I'd realized is I've always wanted, my best friend, he's from China, and he still lives with his parents, and he's very, very well to do. And I always thought to myself, how is a guy, you know, who's got a family, kids or whatever, still living with his parents? And I thought, because like family is important. And I think one of the tragic things in America is that we always split families apart. And I started realizing, like, I moved away from home because I couldn't really handle my mom, and I wasn't adept enough of doing that. And I moved back in with her, and I'll be honest, she's still, like, she hasn't changed. But I realized our interactions, I'm starting to see more and more how I dictate how our interactions go. And we still fight and things like that, but I'm starting to realize, like, oh, there's a way I could have handled that. There's a way I could have done it different. And I'm noticing that the interactions are becoming more and more peaceful, more and more trusting. And I realize I'm no longer a child, and I'm able to take care of my mom as a man. And it's been very interesting. And I'm actually considering that I need to keep her around, right? But, you know, I don't want her necessarily telling me what to do. So I have to make sure, like, if we're going to live somewhere, we're living on my terms. So, you know, getting my own place, and then eventually getting to the place where I can invite her into that, that's the plan moving forward. And I realized in all that I was doing, I never really calculated that in. But there's always something in the back of my mind that had my grandkids, like my mother's grandkids, my kids, having, like, everyday experiences with their grandma, because I never got to meet my grandparents. So I want to make sure that my kids get that opportunity. And I just thought to myself, like, I can't do that if my mom's far away. So now she's been calculated into the plan, and it's crazy how in some ways it changed the plan very drastically, but it also really cleared things up. And it's very interesting how God shows us, because I thought I had this vision of how she was and who she was, but I've realized I've been with so many different people and traveled and talked so much that I'm like, oh my God, like, I can handle this. And it was really illuminating. So really cool stuff. Anyway, so still working with the business, gonna be pushing the books more. Just another update, day 32. But yeah, the challenge is really, really cool. And I'm now in a very stable situation, and the future is very bright, and I'm excited for my plans. So super excited to see that happen. Anyway, about to go into the rec center, play some basketball, and just start living life a little bit. Anyway, peace.